going to start with Mr. Mohammed Fayez, the backward design style in lesson planning. Yes, the floor is yours, Mr. Mohammed.
Thanks, Miss Anan. Thanks, Relo Cairo. Thanks, Dr. Hana. Thanks, all our Relo colleagues for this opportunity. Okay, the backward design is a great model to start your unit. I will deliver this unit, and we will have a unit demo to plan your unit using the backward design. Okay, what is backward design? Okay, for our agenda, we will know about what is backward design and also what is the gradual release model to change your classes into interactive one, and also how can we use them to teach Connect Primary. Also, we will experience a demo unit using the previous two techniques. For the backward design. Okay, backward design consists of three main steps, as you see. The first step, as a teacher, you have to identify the desired results from your unit. Then, after identifying the desired results from your unit, you have to determine acceptable evidence. This evidence is an assessment. You can use it as a summative one or a formative assessment for the next units. After that, you enter your classroom, the third step, and to try to use the instructional methods and techniques and activities to achieve the desired results and to prepare your students to um, do well in this assessment. Okay, so why we use a backward design? A backward design is not a lesson plan. It's an approach for you as a teacher. You use the backward design to begin um, to be focused and to make sure that what you are conducting inside the classroom is intended to achieve the learning outcomes. When you identify your learning outcomes and the assessments while you are conducting the instruction inside the classroom, you are focused. You are always focused to achieve your instructions or to get your techniques and activities achieve these two steps, to achieve your learning outcomes and to achieve the assessment you have assigned to achieve the desired outcomes. So to begin with, the end means to start with a clear understanding of your destination so that the steps you take are always in the right direction. This is by Stephen Covey. So let's make a demo lesson. This is Unit 11, second term, primary one. It's rainy. Uh, as we mentioned, that the first step for the backward design is about identifying the desired results. From these pictures, what do you think? What are the unit learning objectives? Can you write into the chat box?
Yeah, guys, type your
Yes.
thoughts in the chat box. From these pictures, what are the objectives? Mr. Ahmed
Yes.
said the seasons,
Yes. Great.
the weather.
Yes.
Mrs.
Students.
Sameh, yes.
Students. Students will be able to say the names of the four seasons. Great.
Yeah, and the weather.
Also about the weathers, what is the weather like in each season? Great.
Yes.
Wonderful. Great. So these are and now yes, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, the same answers.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
So the first step or at the backward design, we now identify the desired results. We look as a teacher, as teachers, we look at the unit and identify the learning outcomes that we want to achieve into our students. Here are some examples. The pupils will be able to draw pictures of the 4 seasons of the year, such as here. Also, students will be able to describe the weather is like in each season. The third one, pupils will be able to express activities that they can do in each season. Okay, such as this is spring. It's windy in spring, and we can plant flowers in spring. I want to get my students be able to say that about each season and achieve these learning outcomes. Okay, this is our first one. For the second one is about determining acceptable evidence. How can we make an assessment to make sure that our students achieve these learning outcomes? Can you imagine about an activity or an assessment to make sure that students achieved the previous learning outcomes? You can type into the chat box.
Yeah,
For
Taysir said
yes,
describing weather.
great.
Yes, what else, guys? Type your thoughts in the chat box. How can we assess this lesson?
Yes,
Act the weather and ask the students. I act
yes,
the weather and ask the students.
great.
Ask each others what is the weather like using pictures and looking through the window.
Yes.
Okay,
So
nice.
I want to, yes, great. So I want my students to do this assessment to make sure that they achieve the learning outcome. So for the assessment, this assessment will be conducted at the end of the unit, not while entering. As we mentioned, is an approach for you as a teacher, is not a lesson plan. But when you start with the beginning, with the end, you are focused and make sure that what you are conducting into the classroom is in the right way. Okay. For me, I chose the ticket to leave activity. I stick the 4 seasons of the year on the board, and I ask students or pupils to choose their favorite one and draw it in a small ticket. How the weather is like in this season, and draw one activity they like doing in this ticket. Then they have to speak about their drawings at leaving. So each student at leaving will draw his favorite season and the activities they do, but while no more than drawings, and I make it a speaking activity as a productive skill, and the primary one, they don't do it, but just speaking. While the leave, as you see in this picture, may one student may say that my favorite season is spring. The weather is fine, and it's fine in spring. I like to plant flowers, and so on. So now we identified the desired results or the outcomes. Now we created the assessment. Let's go now, enter the classroom and start instruction. As we mentioned, this is an approach, not a lesson plan. The 2 previous steps is for you as a teacher to be more focused. Now let's go on and enter our classroom. I choose a gradual release model because it's a great one to make your students interactive and turn your classes into interactive ones. The gradual release model consists of 3 steps. I do, we do, and you do it alone. You here is a teacher, you do the model, and then you have to help your students and give the needed support to do the same model about describing the season or saying the activities they like doing in it and so on. And at last you give the students the responsibility for his learning or her learning and do the model alone. Can you imagine how can we involve the 3 phases into instruction inside the classroom? يعني, such as I do what I will do in I do model. Can you type into the chat box?
Come on, guys.
Yes,
How can we apply I do model on inside our classrooms?
yes.
Yeah, what do you think?
About the weather of the four
Yeah.
seasons of the year. Yes,
Mr. Reda said, listen to me and draw the description about the weather.
great. Yes.
Yes. What else?
I asked the students to draw the seasons. Yes, description of some. First, I
First.
sing with them.
Yeah.
Great. Yes. By the way, there is a great song about the weather of the year.
Mhm.
Yes, I will describe one picture about the weather. Great. This will be a very good model. Yes. And also, I give them the important vocabulary for other seasons and let your students do it. Yes, and present the needed help. Great. Thanks. Yes.
Thanks
This
for
is
sharing.
our, yes, thanks. This is our third step of the backward design about plan learning experiences and instruction. We will go inside the classroom and do the instruction. Okay. This is a model about I get my students give a model for them. My favorite season is spring. The the weather is fine and I like to plant flowers. So we have to mention three criteria here: the name of the spring of the season, what is the weather like in each season, and the activities they do in each season. This is will be a model for me in I do phase. Okay, for the I do, I show big four pictures of the seasons, such as here. Each picture is named after a specific season, such as summer, fall, spring, and winter. Each picture also describes what is the weather is like for each season, such as here it's okay, maybe it's sunny, it's cold, it's windy, it's fine, the weather is fine, and so on, and I practice them with my pupils. For example, look at me, my students. Huh? This is fall. Yes, this is what? This is fall. Yes, and I show them the picture of fall. The weather is what? Is windy. Is what? Is windy. Whoa, and I can make facial expressions and use flashcards and so on. We can so we can play in the fall, we can play in the leaves, and so on. I also can use a graphic organizer, such as here, such as in fall, the weather is windy, and we can play in the leaves. So as to each, all pupils will know the name of the season, what is the weather like, and the activities they can do. You know, these are the three learning outcomes that we have mentioned at the first. And also, we have mentioned that in the assessment, all my students have to say the three criteria of information about describing. So I'm focused now while I'm conducting the instruction inside the classroom. I know what I want from my unit and achieve with my students. For the we do activity, I divide the class into groups. I ask them that we will draw for different cities. Each city has a different season, such as New York, China, England, Egypt, and so on. After that, each group will choose only one city to describe the weather in the city. Then a speaker from each group will show their description to the other groups to be discussed together. For example, one group may say that this is New York, it's winter, the weather is rainy, and we can play in the rain. As I mentioned before, these are the three learning outcomes that we have mentioned at the very beginning of the session. So I'm still focused. I know what I want from my units, and I try to make my students go into the direct way and not to overteach or not to go into wrong way. So this is for the we do phase for the gradual and reduce model. About the last one is about you do it alone. For you do it alone, I stack the four seasons in four corners inside the classroom. Then I ask pupils to go to the corner of their favorite season. Each one has to say the name of his or her season and what the weather is like and the activity he can or she can do in this season as the three objectives we have determined before. A pupil may say, for example, in a corner of the summer, and my favorite season is summer. The weather is sunny and I like to swim. We are stuck to the three learning outcomes. Okay, what about larger classes? For larger classes, you can make a model with 4 or 5 pupils and then let pupils in pairs share these ideas together. And as you, a teacher, you are a mentor or a facilitator, you roam around the classroom and provide the needed help. So you gradually give your students the responsibility. You add the first one of the gradual release model. You present a model and use a graphic organizer. The second one, you divide the classroom into groups and divide the groups and talk about a specific town and the weather in it and the activities and the weather like in each season. And at last, you give the students the responsibility to talk about their favorite seasons more freely. So, and let's back to the backward design. The third one or the second one is about the lesson assessment. We have, after instruction, we have now let's go to the lesson assessment and make sure that our students achieved the learning outcomes. We will use the lesson assessment to make sure that we achieved the targets. As a lesson assessment, we have mentioned before, it was about the ticket to leave. Let's go back and if if you didn't remember, yes, we identified the desired results, we determined the assessment, and we uh, entered the classroom and we presented the lesson with our students using the gradual release model. After entering the classroom, we will go back again to the assessment. But we started with the assessment because it's our end. Why? Because to have a clear understanding of your destination so that the steps you are taking are always in the right direction. So while I go into the classroom, I keep in my mind the assessments that I want to achieve with my students. So we started that with it, and then outside the classroom, and we go and make instruction, and then we go back again to the assessment and to know if our instruction was in the right way or not. So, for the assessment, I stand at the door of the classroom and I ask students to, I stick the 4 seasons of the year on the board and I ask pupils to choose their favorite one and draw a small ticket in a small ticket. How and also they have to show what is the weather like in each season and draw one activity they like doing in it. Then they have to speak about their drawings at leaving. For example, me, Mohammed, Asma, Saeed, and so on may say that my favorite season is spring. The weather is fine, and I like to plant flowers in it. And he has to give me his drawings and go back or goes outside the classroom. Thanks for your listening, and I hope I delivered the backward design and the gradual release model effectively. And I'm ready for the Q&A if you have any questions about the backward design.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thanks.
Mr. Muhammad.
Thanks, Miss Hanan.
Yeah, it was a very beneficial technique actually. Please, guys,
Thanks.
if you have any questions, just type it on the chat box.
Thank you, Fayez. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, doctor. Thank you. I
Thank
hope
you
I
very
Yeah.
achieved
much
it.
for a
Yes.
Isra
very good
Muhammad, yes.
presentation.
Yeah, Isra
Uh,
said it simplifies teaching process. Thank you. Many thanks here in the chat box for you, Mr. Muhammad. Yes,
I do
Mrs. Hanay, go
appreciate.
ahead.
Thanks. Yes.
yes, that's great. I just want to tell that in these, that backward design is it makes life easier for you as a teacher. It makes you teaching for a purpose, and it makes the students learning for a purpose. So the best thing for the learners is to know why they are studying this or why they are doing this exercise. So backward design makes life easier for everyone. Thank you very
Yeah,
much, Faye. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. I do appreciate.
thank you so much.
Stop share. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, by this we reached the end. I'll just remind you guys with our program. I think you will forget after this long time staying. We are going to work until 22nd November, inshallah. We are going to cover from KG1 to grade 3. We will work 5 days a week, starting from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. KG1 to grade 3. Each Saturday will, sorry, each Wednesday will be KG1. Each Thursday will be KG2. Each Friday will be grade 1. Each Saturday will be grade 2. And each Sunday will be grade 3. And after today's orientation session, we are going to post a detailed schedule with all the sessions and dates and the presenters so you can share it among your colleagues. I just want to thank Mrs. Hanat Sudan for her effort and support and always being there. Really, words can't thank you enough, Mrs. Hanat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anin. Thank you very much, Anin. Thank you for
Yeah,
all the hard work.
most welcome.
And thank you, of course, for all the mentors who agreed to work on this program. And thank you for those who will attend because it shows that you have a great passion to teaching and that you want to offer your students the best of experiences.
Yeah.
There was a comment, a question in
Yes.
the
Yes. I
comment.
saw it. How to? Yes. It's
No,
about how to
about
ask.
the
Yes.
ID. No, I was gonna say that all the sessions, yes, will be with the same ID. This is the same ID for Relo Cairo for all our sessions. But Faiz, yes, please
Yes,
go ahead.
Ms. Ham is asking about how to ask students to talk before I teach them the items. As I mentioned, Ms. Ham, in the third step about instruction inside the classroom, using the gradual release model, in the I do, I teach students the 4 seasons, such as I showed in the graphic using the graphic organizer. I'm sorry, I'll share it again for a while. This is, yes, in this is the I do model. In the I do model, I show them the name of the season, such as this is fall, the weather is windy, and we can play in the leaves, and so on with summer. This is summer, and the weather is sunny, and we can swim in the sea. And I have to get my students know the meaning of these words in English, yeah, as you know, and showing them the picture cards and so on. And also for spring and also with winter, and I practice them, such as this example. For the you we do, they presented their own models using the 4 different cities, and they will follow the same rule. This is China, and it's summer. The weather is sunny in summer, and people or kids can swim in the sea using the graphic organizer. So students, I teach students already in the I do the items of the lesson of the language, and the students will follow this rule in the we do, and at last they will do it alone. But we have to keep in your mind the three steps of the backward design. You have to assign the learning outcomes, then the assessment, and these are two steps are for you as a teacher before you go into the classroom. And in the classroom, you follow the Ministry of Education lesson plan, but you keep into your minds these two steps to make sure that your instruction inside the classroom is in the right way. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Yes.
Muhammad. Yes,
Yes.
guys, I think we are to the end. So before we finish, maybe a foldable might work as a graphic organizer and make an activity a little bit more creative and memorable. Yes, that's it, Perla. Yeah. So we have a question from Nagwa before we end, Mr. Muhammad, and before the group photo. How can we use it online? The same. And they are going to see how will we apply it.
I think yes, online, online through Zoom, we can make breakout rooms, or we can use flashcards. I think you can make it. For
We
me,
will
yes,
apply it as well, Mr. Muhammad, in our lessons
yes,
in the upcoming,
yes.
inshallah,
Sure,
sessions.
sure,
Yeah.
inshallah.
And can I remind everyone that there were sessions by Natasha Agrawal about using different online tools that you can also use? So
Mm.
something like Powtoon or Flipgrid
Yes,
or
sure,
Google Classroom,
Yeah.
and you will be using Edmodo at the ministry. All these things can help you and
sure,
make the shift to online
sure.
learning
Yes,
if needed.
Yes.
sure, yes.
Okay. Before we leave, guys, just feel free to switch on all your cameras to take a group photo together. And cheese. Thank you so much for your time, for your effort. Really, I enjoyed today a lot. Switch on all your cameras. Perla, I miss you. Come on, Mr. Muhammad, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yes, guys, I'm waiting for you. Just feel free to switch on all your cameras. Mr. Mutwalli, you are still out. You're
He is
wearing the
always
mask.
out.
Yeah, yes, that's great. Miss Asma. Hi, Miss Isra. Hi. Okay, guys. Asma and Muhammadi. Okay, that's all. Are you going to come on? Three, two, one. Just, just a minute. It, it's just cheese. Oops. It hanged up. I'm sorry for that. Guys, I don't know if you can hear me or not. I hope you are. Just a minute.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, it hanged up. Can anyone take this photo? Because my laptop
I
hanged.
did. I took the photo.
You got it?
Yeah,
That's great. So,
right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anin. Thank you very much
you.
for taking care of all the work and all your hard work since the beginning
Thank you.
in preparing for this new program. Mohammed Mutwalli is here.
Yes, he's wearing the mask and he's out.
Yes. Right. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you very much. We'll see you on Wednesday at 8 with Asma El Muhammadi with our first unit of KG1. So if you're teaching KG1, make sure to join us on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. So.
Bye bye.
Thank you all. Bye.